Oh boy.
Well, what we're gonna take baby steps here. We're not gonna go complete hog wild. Um, what am I looking for? I'll put it in this chat, and I'll put it in the Sweetie Squad because I was trying to get people to go for that. Try to, and I'll put it in the two Skype rooms. But I'm pretty sure I got the audio working.
You want me to check it?
OBS said it was working.
Well, if OBS says it's working, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
take a guess that
All
it's working.
right. So we're here with Ruza. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ruizes.
So that's how I said it wrong, huh?
Yeah.
Nothing beats step fucking when I fucked up his name astronomically bad. Hi Ben. I know you expressed an interest. Did you want in on this one? We're gonna very gently brush up against Zoophile Police because they're wonderful, magical, and amazing, and literally the best account on Twitter. I am not bullying or telling anyone. No one's trying to get them canceled. They're cool people. Please, for the love of God, this is just a healthy discussion. That's it. Okay, Ben wants in. All right, excellent.
Yeah, FNGR is just saying this so they don't shit on him on Twitter.
No, they're cool. They follow me. I follow them. I fully support what the hell they stand for. Jedi Knight vaping. Is that Ben? This Ben. I think that's Ben. I'm almost positive. I didn't know freaking Ben freaking vaped. Let's see. Yes, okay, that's him. I will chuck his ass in the room. Da 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 da. And dunk. Da. Yes, it is me, Anthony. Indeed.
What's up?
Ben is Ben is muted. Um, Ruza stated that he thought that the post or the tweet in question was sarcastic, which is possible, and if it is, I'm still going to just try and handle this as a friendly, healthy discussion. Um, so here's what Zoophile Police had to say. I vote to change the name of child pornography because the word pornography makes it sound like kids can consent. Newsflash, they can't. Um, I can understand. Like I assume that they're like I don't like the inference of the language, and for me, whenever you say child pornography to anyone, for example, Ben, since you're in the call, or actually anyone following along in the stream, you're free to actually ask yourself this. I'm assuming healthy, sane people, when they hear child pornography, that there's an immediate level of concern or apprehension. And you mentioned it yourself, Ruiz. Did I say it? Ruza, sorry. Nervous. Leave me alone. um, you said that when someone tried to like correct you about child pornography, they busted out a term that would be kind of what was it again?
Is Zoophile?
A
Something like
ZFL.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, feel free to anyone disagree with me on this. The people that we're trying to get this information to, first and foremost, are kids and parents. And we have to, and I'm not trying to be condescending here, we have to pretend like these kids and parents are the normiest of the norms. That they don't, they don't get all our highfalutin, either whether your language comes from 4chan, Reddit, or Tumblr, or whatever. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple and very, the minute you see child pornography attached to something, you should have a level of apprehension, just like when people saw at the front of this podcast. I believe I put that there, didn't I? Let me see. Is the term child porn harmful? Oh, here I misspelled it. I need to calm the hell down.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Did
Well, I was gonna say on that thing, it's like if a sexual predator tried to like get around the way of saying sexual predator, and you try to say I'm an eophile or something like that. Parents aren't like, there's not gonna be many red flags, but if he says I'm a sexual
yeah
predator, then
yeah yeah Icarus.
that's a lot of red flags.
The When I misread the title Icarus, as I was trying to explain again from Zoophile Police, I was under the impression that they were taking umbrage. They were objecting to the inference of pornography implying that it was normalizing having sex with kids. And you had a counter to that, didn't you?
Hmm.
Okay, let's hear it one more time because I didn't have it memorized already.
Okay. Say again?
you
Because I missed some of it. I'm not gonna lie. I just missed some of what you said.
Okay, so yeah, no,
Yeah.
you said that basically pornography doesn't imply consent. I'm confused because
Oh,
you were talking about
yeah.
like base definitions. Yes,
Uh, Pornography can make. There's a reason that there's things called like rape pornography and stuff like that, or
snuff porn.
yeah, snuff porn and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure the person getting stabbed, raped, and murdered isn't really consenting. Pornography could basically mean not consensual or something like that.
Yes.
Just because somebody adds pornography doesn't immediately mean that there was consent there. Like I seen a okay. I do research. I don't actually jerk off to this, but I seen a lot of rape porn and stuff like that.
Who were you
And
reading off a thing or?
no, I'm not reading off anything. I'm just talking.
Okay, what?
What the?
What?
Oh,
What do
I'm
you?
like, what?
Yeah, I have to agree with Ben. Could you finish that one more time because you kind
Yes,
of
please finish that.
yeah.
Please.
Again, like I seen rape porn before, and I'm pretty sure the person isn't consenting in the porn. I'm gonna be made fun of now.
All right, hold it, Ruza.
But
So hold it.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, go ahead.
I want to be completely clear before we just put that out there. Now, when you've seen actors portraying this as opposed to someone being picked up on the street and violated real time.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if it was real.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Ruza.
I think it's better for me not to research it and just say it was fake.
Okay, so hold it. No, Ruza. Like when you said that you've bought this, did you go into like a pornography store and when it fired up, did it have like the FBI disclaimers? Don't repackage this, as in this has probably been licensed content, or someone passed you, I don't know, a burned DVD, and we just went straight to
This
see.
is
Yeah.
It's
this is
called
very alarming. This is very alarming, Rusa. I think you better answer Anthony's questions.
I'm
Is
not,
it
hold it,
Oh,
hold it.
boy.
We're not yelling
Oh,
at
boy.
him. I'm just trying to ask a question here.
No, no,
Yes,
no, no,
I
no.
do.
I'm not. I'm just confused here as much as you are.
All right, let me turn
Um,
your audio.
I know wrong people on Discord that just send me stuff. I'll just keep it like that.
Who?
I mean, if it gives you what?
Whomst?
What do you mean? Who? Random accounts, random server raiders that like join my server, then immediately spam my DMs and stuff like that.
Okay. So naturally, my friends are open to talk to Rusa. Wow. Why do you do
Don't
this?
bully me.
I didn't. I
Yeah.
was like, okay, cool, Rusa. I've got the new Coyote Lovely. There's not going to be any problems. Oh dear God, what was that?
I mean, are we gonna argue in a few minutes if I'm the new coyote?
No, I meant that in a good way. I meant
I'm
like
kidding.
I thought
know I'm kidding.
Ah.
But no,
Oh.
but seriously.
All
like,
right, so I guess
when
we'll,
it comes to that, like pornography can mean the person's not consenting.
So
like
I'm gonna
one
blink.
bit.
I'm gonna blink my screen and double check these screenshots to see that everything here is YouTube safe.
Yeah.
Yes, it is entirely good to the best of my knowledge. Let me just make.
By the way, on topic, people will raid my server and DM me that. I actually had a guy dox me because I reported his Discord for him sending me bestiality.
Okay.
And he keeps making new accounts like every week and like tries to dox me every time.
So, like, the only advice I could give to Ruza is this has been dropped in my lap, real time. Thank you for that.
Oh, no problem.
If you fucking
More interesting stream, I guess.
I guess so, holy mother of God. If you look at porn that very specifically has to have certain parameters in there that makes it between legal and illegal, be an adult, be responsible. Look, I'm not here to freaking goddamn if as long as you are not specifically as far as non-consensual or rape, specifically going out to harm anyone, and it's just your own little fantasy and that's in your head. I am not the thought police, not at all. But I don't know if like someone just randomly sends you images where someone's being violated and you're like, I'm better off not knowing. Ah, Ruza.
Yeah, don't ask me.
I feel like Leo would be screaming his head off in call right now.
Probably.
Probably.
Wouldn't Leo be scolding Rusa though?
I mean, you can't really scold someone for somebody joining my server and then immediately like spam DMing me somebody like getting violated.
Okay, the mental image I have here, Ruza, which I'm this close to just moving on to the next topic, was like you're like, gross, gross. Up, that one goes in the folder. Gross, gross. Save that one. This fits my interests.
What?
Look, look.
Jesus Christ!
Well, that's
man.
how you made it sound. Look, Ruza,
No,
Ruza.
no.
Like for
Jeez.
example, when I was looking into like
Yeah.
Friends of Therapy, Rudy Brony Inspector said it himself, where he's like, "Wow, this Twitter here isn't so bad." And I'm like, I'm not saying that every piece of pornography associated to the Friends of the People of this is completely a horrific monster. There is normal stuff splattered amongst all the other real weird whacked out shit. And if you come across something that like meets your interests, I don't know. I'm just saying, as far as non-consensual goes, might want to be a bit more careful about that.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
talking about Falcon account with sign?
Wait, what?
No, I'm saying like the Friends of Rarity because I never heard of that.
Oh, the Friends of Rarity? No, I'm specifically lumping in everybody that he follows and like talks to him. I'm not saying that there's a
Oh,
yeah. I'm not saying that there's a group called the Friends of Therapy Rarity. Oh my god, that'd be fucking real easy, wouldn't it?
Oh God, what that would be a shitty show to look at.
Not that
Oh God.
Goy, not that we have the Discord of Therapy Rarity.
oh boy.
Oh no. You mean it's oh no.
When I found that out, and I was like, I wonder if he was. Oh, take a drink. Another time though.
Anybody got a shot?
So
of
again,
Fucko?
this is
Whiskey on
another
them?
reason why I'm not chewing out Zoophile Police, because they are always they are a wealth of knowledge. I came across this one. They said pro contact MAP. So those are the gold standard of garbage. And pro contact is a minor attracted person that feels it's okay to touch kids. That
Oh
showed
boy,
up.
one of those people.
Yes, that showed up in our
Oh
DMs,
God.
trying to convince us pro contact doesn't really mean pro contact. There is a limit to the links that they go. Is there no limit to the links that they go to? Now, my response, which I didn't include in the tweet, was, "This is why we shouldn't let any of them, let any of them, slide by, because they're like, wait a minute, this title means I get left alone. No, we don't. We shouldn't do that at all. I'm not yelling at Zoophile, please. I'm just making my point. So let's look through here. Not sure which I mean specifically, but I'm sure that you know better than I would. If it wasn't you, I highly apologize, but one of 4 of you are targeting members of my community, their community, highly inciting people to target them as well, and I
Wait,
don't...
since when is the map? Since when is the map have their own community?
You were
If
about to
that
call
is
it a
the
community yourself. It is a community,
Oh,
whether we
God.
like it is. Let's...
Jesus.
Yeah, it is. We're fighting a losing war of attrition, I guess. It's one of 4 targeting members of our community and highly inciting people to target them as well. I don't like predators as much as the next person, but they're going after the wrong people, and their spelling is about as bad as mine. We tend to only go after pro-contact individuals. Are you pro-contact? That's Zoophile Police responding to them, assumably. Yes, I am pro-contact. They're also not seeing much of a difference between the two in what I'm saying. There has been pro contacts that haven't even touched a hair on a minor. So I'm going to make sure. It says one of a kind map, 25 trans woman, very lovely lady, autism, Asperger's, psychosis, depression. Maybe there's a misunderstanding here because of some mental impairments, but I'm not inclined to give this person the benefit of the doubt for reasons I hope you guys can understand and hopefully agree. If not, hey, you're here. This is just their account. Let's get to 3. Okay, let me rephrase that, y'all. Not sure which one I mean specially, but I sure you know the better than I would. If it wasn't you, I highly apologize, but one of 4 targeting members of my community are highly inciting people to target them as well. Oh no, I read all this off already.
Oh boy.
So I noticed that they were tweeting at Twitter support for assistance. I also replied to this, which I didn't include here, or I made fun of Twitter. Twitter support, dear Twitter. I'd like to inform you a lot of the anti-maps that are abusing the report function to report maps just because they think that we are predatorial pedophiles who do nothing but attack minors, which is actually 100% false. They are gathered together plus. Okay. Is that perhaps a touch of hyperbole? Um, I'm sure you guys eat breakfast or lunch and do other things, but we're we're not here to focus on those things. We're here to focus on the fact that you fantasize and try to normalize sleeping with kids. Continuing on, and have a group now who just go around mass reporting us of map community to get us suspended, which is actually against TOS and counts as targeted harassment, considering that they gather a bunch of people to mass report our tweets that are targeting map positivity. I wasn't aware that anything of that was specifically against the terms of service. The Zoophile police have been very lenient, far more lenient than many of my peers. I don't see anything that they've ever done that was specifically against anything that Twitter has up as a rule. Not saying I agree with everything absolute that they have to say, but they're good boys and girls and everything in between. They're good people is what I'm trying to get across here. Yeah, you're saying?
Unless they directly say mass report this faggotron, then they can't really get suspended for that.
Yeah.
Like Twitter won't fuck. You won't get in trouble unless you directly say, mass report or report them and stuff like that. But if you're just making things saying that they're pedophile or zoophile, you should be fine. And I'm disappointed that you didn't say okay pedophile after reading their DMs.
Well, originally,
yeah.
I saw a couple of their posts where they specifically called themselves a map ally. Later on, I think I found out otherwise. Here, let me go back to this, though.
Are we just coming up with new words for pedophile and pedophile defender? Because pedophile kind of made people look terrible. I mean, map does, but if you just come to a random parent and say, I'm a map, they're not going to know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, I think you just made my point there about, like, the child porn thing. Let's use the language that everyone's familiar with to help warn and protect kids. Anyways, people in the Mac community, one after another, this has been a constant thing that that I've been seeing happening all week from the anti-map community. They've been harassing us with death threats and all other types of harassment. They even harassed the minors in our community. I'm pretty sure I replied to one of these and I tweeted at Twitter support as well as Fox News and said, yeah, Twitter, you get out there and you protect these pedophiles.
Wait, you tweeted at Fox News too?
Yeah, I was hoping. I'm like, I want to see them reply and say, don't worry, we got your back. So we could make a news report.
What the fuck?
No, they weren't going to reply. No, that would have been retarded. They should have absolutely not replied. The inside of Okay. Abuse and harassment. You may not engage Go ahead.
Sorry, you go ahead. I want you to finish first before I say what I... Okay.
So I'm reading off their abuse.
Okay.
The abuse and harassment. You may not engage in targeted harassment of someone to incite others to do so. This includes wishing or hoping that someone experiences physical harm. I know a lot of people like Twitter, and they're on it way too much. I'm on it way too much. Being removed off of Twitter for breaking its terms of service is not including physical harm. Yeah, if you're actually experiencing physical harm off of being removed from Twitter, you are the one with the problem. You were saying, Ben?
Okay, so to the topic of where this map was like reporting Twitter about massive people reporting their accounts because it's considered harassment. No, I think the reason why they do it, and this is just me, is because they don't want people to shit. I got it straight in my head and now it's gone. God damn it.
I have it.
But the point I'm getting at is they're trying to do damage control, basically. I think that's what I'm thinking. What this map is trying to do for the map community is they're doing damage control and trying to silence anyone that is saying you guys are still attracted to kids. It's not okay. You guys should just go seek help or go to the police or whatever.
I'd like to comment on that.
Me.
When I've said this the past couple of days, and perhaps I won't even say it's because I'm in a bitchy mood. When I give milk toast responses on Twitter on YouTube, it's because I don't want to wish to be ripped off the platform. If this in the day and age when BitChute in their wild west ways were allowed to say any old crazy bullshit, my real thoughts will become laid bare on what I feel should be done. But in the meantime, yes, please get help. Get a catalytic converter, as Brony Inspector would say. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Do a backflip.
I mean,
Drop.
advice. I was just
What's
saying,
going on?
Sup,
advice
hateful.
for maps. If you
Sup,
don't want to
hateful.
get mass
So we were
reported,
we
don't
were
be a pedo.
we were specifically responding to one of Zoophile Police's responses about using the term child pornography, and I just thought that it was very shorthand. And then we moved on to like a map I came across the fucking last weekend that I was itching to get to.
Was that the one that you told me about, or is that something completely different? Not you told me this weekend, the one that I did before my stream.
I don't here. The person in question is Remua the Feisty. One of a kind map, 25 trans woman, very lonely woman, autism, Asperger's, psychosis, and depression. And I'd like to say that
Oh God.
I did not take a cheap shot at them being trans, autistic, Aspergery, or psychosis, or depressed. I'm sure I probably butchered some of the wording there, but I did not specifically go after those. So yeah.
I would like to say I kind of doubt the fact I'm being trans, since pedophiles and maps have been trying to force themselves into LGBT community for
Oh,
the longest fucking time.
they touch
There-
they touch
like-
upon that.
That
There
is
most
very.
are or have already been in LGBT for some time.
Okay.
Oh God.
So here's the other. Zoophile Place incites a lot of us to harass us, and the snap nonsense is very persistent, harassing us. Snap the nonsense. That sounds like a really good fucking movement. All
Just
right.
like, did they at least put an example, like at least one screenshot of them
So it's
telling
funny-
people to harass others?
This was somebody that they retweeted that says, another reminder for anti-maps. Maps do not want to be part of LGBTQ. I'm pretty sure I did retweet the person who retweeted this person. But LGBTP and pedosexuals are religious propaganda made to make your community look bad, but I assure you that we do not want that. Secondly, this map flag is not pedosexual or LGBT, that is ours. And I remember saying, okay, I'm just going to retweet this so everyone can drink that in. Because I was like, well, I don't think I'm ever going to say I support anything that a map says, but if you'd like to put distance between you and LGBT, I'm not too sure that's going to upset anyone. You go ahead and put that distance there. So...
Well, I mean, the P is supposed to be for pansexual. It means there's technically no limitation to what sexual partner, like I'm not even joking, they'll probably want to have sex with a lamp or something like that.
I got that too. I believe when freaking... do I want to go down that route and start talking now? That's someone I'm not going to talk about in stream because I don't want to dig myself into a hole. It was somebody who got caught for that who tried to say, no, really, I'm just pansexual. And I was like, well,
I think the
So
LGBT.
you'll fuck
go
both
ahead.
boys and girls, gotcha.
So anyways,
And everything in between, Jesus.
okay. Oh yeah, this.
Right.
So yeah, there were two different people. I think I found this one off of the freaking was arguing with the Mon friend of Kim. You call minor attraction illegal despite TOS, but you realize that vigilantism is an actual crime, right? There is no reason why random citizens who don't get... Let me just try that again. There is a reason why random citizens don't get the right to arrest. They abuse their power. Sounds a bit like you all. From what I understand, that's still on the books, and it's kind of complicated, and I'm not going to attempt to explain the legality of it, but I'm pretty sure this schmuck doesn't know it either. This is sad, but it shows the toxicity of the major ZP's followers. I stand behind people using the term toxicity, seeming like a dumbass, but he will read this off here. It makes me sad that so many of you stopped supporting the account because there's a queer person on the staff. I'm sorry to see you go on my first day. I hope you come back and accept that trans people can hate zoophiles and pedophiles as much as straight cis folk. I'm not going to comment about this here, but yes, trans, lesbian, and gay, so forth and so on. You can all hate. You can all hate on pedophiles with the rest of us.
Did this person just seriously call a Twitter account a fucking vigilante?
Yeah, they did. They totally
I
did.
have been on Twitter since 2017. That's the first time I ever heard that dumb shit.
I feel like it sounds like it's been something that's been said before.
I say that every single time I go on Twitter, Ruse. It's like that's the first time I've ever seen a human being put those combination of words together and expect not to get laughed at.
I guess I avoid the right people then.
Okay.
I'm sure you just don't follow the right people.
Don't you have
Yeah,
anything
true.
better to do than prey on a minor? And antis call us predators. Now, I didn't go through all whatever the hell that was, but naturally, if anyone would like to check out Just Ben, what the hell's that? At Just Ben Ice Guys, and dig through that crap. Please be of age. I'm not going to send kids to go look at this weirdo's Twitter. So let's see.
If I may say, I second that. You have to be of age, my man.
Yes,
be of age.
Be of age. That's Ben Mazza's remix of my old song there. Don't get me started about.
Thank you.
Dude, yeah. Even Ben's roasting me today. No peace. Don't get me started about all these quacks that
No peace.
Don't get me started about all these quacks that call themselves psychiatrists and psychologists. I was 10 years old when I put on the antipsychotics, and they turned me into a drooling zombie as a cure for ADHD, and that's just the tip of it. I've actually had some things to help with my study habits. That's not completely made up. I don't know. I think I copied this for myself, where I was like, I don't entirely disagree, but I've been told meds have come a long way. Forced to help is never perceived as help. Forced help is never perceived as help. Again,
What defined as forced to help?
I think forced help is what he means. So basically, you're getting a court-appointed medication or some shit like that, or a court-appointed psychiatrist, so forth and so on. It would validate the oath to do no harm, so no doctors could partake in taking facilities anyways. It's like a drug addiction. They want to help first because any help they can have has an effect. Well, I do not condone the act of forcing a human being into a facility like that, no matter what they have done. It had to be done for their own free will. It had to be done for their own free will. Okay, that wording's very weird. Forcing them into jail is fine, but forcing people to undergo forced psychological treatments and violates my code of ethics. I was under the impression a lot of times when courts give you an option, if you're lucky, to either get help or go to jail. Isn't that usually the case?
Pretty much.
Yeah. If I'm wrong,
I think I have heard of that before. So yeah, I think that is correct. I believe.
Does this mean that this man is this man implying from this post that he admitted to insanity or something? Made a plea of insanity?
It's possible, or maybe he's talking about a friend. You are throwing people into institutions just because you don't like them, with a correlated, because it's the same reason that the Christians want to put people like me into camps to make them straight. They haven't fallen into the same pit of hypocrisy. I feel like this is them trying to correlate themselves with LGBT here. Fucking there's a pedophile, like the original guy. Who here has seen the Salon article about the virtuous pedophile bullshit?
I saw the stream where something took you to that page on virtuous pedophiles.
Yeah, that was far later. I came across the dude, the pedophile in question, has a YouTube channel, and I should be working on that, but I don't know. Every time I just start to think about him, even I go, this is going to be a long video looking at this guy. This is going to be a long ride.
I didn't know I wanted to put gay people in camps, Anthony. Did you know that? Did you know that? I guess I didn't get the letter from the Pope.
Oh God, this guy he's so good. He should go out and get his lotto numbers today. He missed
I
that. Yeah.
that eulogy at my church about we need to put the gays in camps.
Yeah. We're not saying that. Someone is going to isolate that now.
If I may say something real quick about that, when like Anthony said, that's not what we're trying to do. So please,
No, we're not.
Part of the LGBT
We were being cheeky assholes.
Please don't
No.
jump the gun.
No.
Yes, don't jump the gun on that, please. No, that is not true. That's not true.
Anyways, that Pearl is a map ally. I screen cap this so I can make a cheap shot.
As in Pearl, as in Steven Universe.
Yeah, I screenshotted this. I screenshotted this to take a cheap shot at fucking Sugar for some of the drawings that she's allegedly made.
Oh god.
Okay. Adult attraction. This terrified the shit out of me. I got up and walked around my fucking place of my. I snapped off a couple of these while I was at work, and I just sat there and mumbled to myself. Adult attracted minors also exist. No, not from grooming. It's an in-birth attraction. Don't I mean at birth?
Don't you mean?
Okay. So as kids are allowed to be attracted to adults. However, I would encourage parents, if they see their kid making a movement to be attracted to parents, to ground them. Let's not do that. Let's not encourage that. Yeah.
You don't encourage a child to go for the cookie jar before dinner.
That's a very
basically.
Then you put the cookie higher up on the shelf or something.
I really sat there and I talked to myself, and I'm like, when I look at this stuff, it gets to a point where you start to get kind of black pilled in your head that the worst is going to happen here. But I was like, with the right marketing, with the right kind of person pushing this, I could see a company pushing, like, what's it called, adult attracted minor, pushing that as a brand. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, fucking brand, like it's on shirts. What?
Yeah, like a clothing line. I could see somebody being like, this is an untapped market, and I was like, this is gonna.
I wonder why.
This is gonna happen one day. Mark my words.
Right? Those would be called apps.
Jeez, AMS. I don't know.
Adult attracted person.
Yeah, and Christ. I could see like maybe a boy band or some shit like that trying to market that to their fans or some shit.
We'll call them amps. There you go,
okay.
amp. It's called hormone kids.
Evidence protecting pedophiles are not fake, bought off doctors or doctors who deserve their degree taken away just because our personal beliefs do not meet. It's pseudoscience. Just accept you hate us with no justification. I mean, I'm prepared to do that, but you didn't offer any evidence.
Just why don't you guys just accept you're denying the reasons why we're saying we
Yeah. Here, I'll put it to you like this. I am prepared to fight kicking and screaming until it is made a law. I will give it 110% before then. And then I'll probably just sit there and talk about it like an old man. Well, back in my day, we didn't let crap like this fly. And I'm going to judge the rest of everyone that helped it happen.
Back in my day, an age of consent fucking existed.
Yeah, no shit, holy crap. If everything goes according to plan, I'll be dead, and maybe the next couple of generations will be able to push back the gates against the barbarians, so to speak. Jeez.
Maybe this is just why we want them dead.
The thoughts and opinions of Hateful Tate do not necessarily reflect the thoughts and opinions of this channel. They also don't necessarily not reflect the opinions of this channel. I just don't want to get ripped off YouTube.
I mean, they're worse than death. I mean, we could give them a purpose to remove the past privilege to replicate. There you go.
Okay.
Cut their dicks off. Make them not horny.
Well, they have chemical castration. I was actually looking through like one of these people's freaking follow list, and I think I reached out to one of them and sat there and said, "Hey, why are you following this person?" I'm just curious. And that's the real point of if you're an adult and you feel like looking at like a map person, go through their followers and be like, hey, and you know what? Maybe they're a pedo hunter. That sometimes happens. I remember freaking Memeology followed a bunch of zoophiles because he was making a video. But you know, if somebody with like an anime waifu profile is like following a bunch of maps, just ask and be insistent. Keep asking, and if they block you, yeah, maybe there's a problem.
Maybe you follow people who want to fuck kids.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, hey, I was gonna say somebody muted himself.
Yeah, I know. Let's go back through some of the comments here. Do you mind your viewers chatting with you on Discord, or you have a Discord for fans? Yeah, I talk to fans periodically. So about that book, I've talked to people who seem really cool in text. Oh, hi Gage, what's up? Freaking Gage the Doom guy, I believe he's one of Cast Warfox's people. They're good people over there. They all very responsible, and they help keep the community safe to some form and degree.
His profile picture scares me though.
No.
Everyone that I came across with that profile picture usually tries to argue with me.
Well, Gage is an arguey kind of guy from what I got from the channel, but he's good people. As I was trying to say before I got distracted, it was somebody who was just following Zoophile Police who reached out to me. And they're like, hey, blah, 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 we should meet up. Or, you know, I put them in my Discord before I went to sleep. And Rouge gets back to me and says, hey, we had to kick out that person. I'm like, why? They seemed okay. They're like, no, they're a total turf and they hate all trans women. I was like, oh, oh. She hated trans women. She hated men. And I was like, I'm confused. If she hated men, why was she talking to me? Am I that effeminate or something? Like what? That doesn't even make sense. I'm like,
just imagine that bipolar mood. Like, hi, hey, how you doing? I hate trans.
They were a bit of a chatterbox, and I was like, oh, so they're talky. Okay, that's a little annoying, but I'm not gonna freaking yeet them out for. I'm gonna try not to yeet them out for just being a blabbermouth. Sometimes you do get to the end of your rope where you can't take no more, and I'll admit I'm a talky person too. I get it. What other kind of people have we had to throw out before?
If memory serves, I was part of Limbo for a while, but I think I got kicked out. I think I was talking too much on Limbo, which that was I don't know.
Ben, you're good people. I like Ben. You help protect the community. You're good people, Ben.
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you. But mostly my Vine-nites consider me as annoying nuisance or a bully. But thank you, Anthony.
Well, I wouldn't call you a bully. Okay, wow, Anthony. Well, you really left that out there and didn't fix the second part. No, you're good people, Ben. Other people that freaking I'm trying not to call out specific kinds of. There's a fan of mine who kept like contacting me at the beginning, at the end of every day, and I'm like, we are not dating. You need to stop. And eventually I got to the point where there's like a 10-minute clip of like Genie from Aladdin going, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? And he's like, I'm laughing. I'm like, I'm not laughing. You need to stop.
I'm not laughing. I'm in pain because you're fucking DMing me.
Yeah. Every once in a while, or if you've got like something to get to, and some of these people just want me to strike up the conversation and carry it, which, yeah. Oh, Anthony, you're a blabbermouth. Even big mouths like me hit their limit. Let's see, just going through here. Big Mamita, US 182257, requires consent to be given and records to be kept by pornographers. CNC is a common fetish. I think what's CNG? Or CNC?
I have no fucking idea.
Okay. I'm too normie. I apologize. Oh, wait. Same. Cameron, is he here? Oh, Cameron Smith. I was thinking it was one of our oldies. He just told me I misread the title. Yeah. Again, if anybody wants to see, is the term child pornography harmful? I'm going and responding off of one of Zoophile Police's statements where I understood that their meaning was, or I'll just read it off one more time. You know what?
You have to make a title a bit juicy, you know.
I thought I made it pretty balanced where I wasn't like talking smack. I hoped. Um, I thought that
Yeah.
they thought that it was a problem to call it child porn because they inferred that it was consensual, perhaps. And I was like, even if that's the case, wait, what Doom? I have no idea what C and C is either. Scrolling up. Okay. Um, even if the term
You
child
spelled
pornography,
follow wrong. Look at the description. He spelled follow wrong.
it's FALLOW, right?
SFO.
Oh,
FOLOW.
all right. Sorry. Thanks for busting me out in the middle of the stream.
Yes, it's his fault.
Well. You know the word is on the street. Anthony Aguilar can't stand criticism, so I'm just gonna re at you now. Don't you know who I am? Don't you know how many subs I have? Re. Just bust me out in the middle of my stream. Do you know how many followers I have on Twitter? Re.
Just in the middle of the stream, you spelled follow wrong.
Oh Jesus. What the hell was I talking about? You completely killed me dead there. Here, let me. I just realized I got the tags completely off here. So let's see.
What is Whoop Master even there?
Yeah, I didn't Zoophile police. Maps, and
He's really making sure he spells it right this time.
okay, wow. Is the term harmful? What the fuck? All right, Sheldon, I'll chuck you in if you're around. I'll have to repeat this. Here, Sheldon will argue with me. Thank God.
What if he just makes fun of you for not spelling follow right?
Fuck off. Okay. Here, I can add Shelly D to the freaking. If Sheldon picks up, I can freaking pick up or add that to the tags. That's good.
Oh, he's here.
Yeah, good.
Hello.
Hello, Sheldon. So here's the reason why I did that. I noticed freaking a post from freaking Zoophile Police where they're like, I want to vote to change the term child pornography from, like, you know, calling it that because it implies consent or something like that. And I'm like, let's say for example,
What? What? Implies consent?
I'm like, even if that's the case, it's the fact that basically when someone says child pornography, you know exactly what it is, right? Like every normie to every like any person to the farthest reach,
Yeah.
you instantly know what that is.
It means a child being in some sexual situation, right? Like
Yeah.
that means pornography. Maybe it's explicit, maybe it's nude, but it doesn't have to be necessarily, right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. But I wanted to get across the point where I'm like, I don't think that there was any malicious intent by it, but I wanted to explain. And Ruza said it best, where he's like, I tried calling someone a pedophile, and they gave me like this really difficult to say pronunciation. What was it again? One more time, Ruza.
A Zoophile.
A Zoophile. I'm like, no one's gonna remember that. No one.
Zoophile.
And I'm like, no. What's 16 to 50 is a Zoophile. I'm like, no. Look. We're doing this to protect kids, and we're doing this to make it easy for parents to protect kids. I don't feel that they should have a full manual. I'm like, here is Today's accepted terminology to help protect your kids. Memorize it backwards and forwards. Though there are some parents out there who feel like they need a fucking manual.
They're just trying to give themselves different definitions because pedophile sounds terrible, but if you say a Zoophile, you know, it's not going to sound bad.
Right.
The same thing with Maps. Maps is literally just pedophile. You're attracted to a kid. It should be attracted like a pedophile.
It's definitely the first thing I thought of when I saw this title of the stream is, okay, maybe this is an attempt to change the language, right? Which that would make perfect sense. But the thing is, everybody uses the terms we use in the culture because they work. They're good enough, right? We don't need anything else.
Yeah.
So these people coming up here trying to change the language, it's not going to work. It's like how people are. Well, actually, the LGBT community have been quite successful at changing the language to some extent, because you see all these people on Twitter with their pronouns in their bio now, and all these terms that nobody ever used 10 years ago, non-binary and all these things. So it can work to some extent, but yeah, like
when it's something like children and when it's something like animals being sexually exploited, they're not going to get support. They're not going to get this change that they're looking for. It's totally ridiculous.
Like, if a sexual predator, basically, those people who legally have to tell their neighbors they're a sexual predator, if they go up to them and say, I'm a zoophile instead of a child rapist, well,
They're not going to give a shit. They're not.
I heard this actually pretty good. Where freaking what the hell was it? Hobbs, Youngblood Fantasy 91. The guy I used to hang out with. He ended up covering that one. It was the pedophile me and Donut talked about. The one from the Germany convention from 2014, 2015. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Donut said that you guys used to have him in the.
Oh, Psy Guy.
Psy Guy. Yeah, and. Hobbs is like, some of you guys are calling him a pedophile, some of you guys are calling this, I'm going to call him what he legally is, I'm going to call him a statutory rapist. And I was like, okay, fair enough. But definitely, yeah. If you're able to change it to something simple and catchy, absolutely. But your hard time beating CP. That's just very simple and easy.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. No question.
Let's see, what the hell else? Did you have any other questions or anything like that? Because I don't mind dragging this out.
Well, is that it? I mean, what else is this about?
There was another there were a couple other predators or two people I was really talking about that we kind of already dusted over. Oh, there's you know what? I'm gonna run Ruza. You were mentioned at the very beginning of this, unsolicited, unprovoked, and I'm not gonna say that you got tricked into this. You're like, I look at rape porn all the time, and I was like, so when you look at rape porn, you mean like you bought a VHS tape or a DVD or something that has like a little FBI warning that's been like put out there? Or you mean somebody like gave you I don't know, some kind of recording that you have no idea whether this was acted out or this was the real deal? And he's like, I just don't ask. What do you think, Sheldon?
Wait.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, did you feel that it was a professional production, or did you think it was?
Okay. No, I'm just gonna give context so it doesn't sound like I'm watching people actually get.
Yeah, like are you into rape?
You scared the shit out of me, Ruza. I was like.
The video I'm talking about, this guy was sending me, like, he raided my server, not like deleted channels, just like was being nonsense spamming it. It was spamming memes, and one of them was a guy coming on a girl at Walmart and then running away.
You know, one of the top reported female sexual fantasies is, in fact, rape. Did you know that? It's very interesting. It's a very interesting fact.
I'm glad you didn't say it's fascinating. Jesus. I would have to put Sheldon on a new list. Almost.
I think Vita's the one who likes rape. So.
Okay. I don't know, Ruza. Did I misrepresent you in some way, shape, or form, or fashion? You could take me to the tool shit on that.
No, just call the stream Ruza likes rape.
No. No. The joke I told it to, the joke I said it to Ruza was like somebody spams his room with fucking, disgusting porn, disgusting. Ooh, that one gets saved. Disgusting. Or as there's I noticed there's Archer Cloudy's friend who'd be like, oh, this is all going in the folder for Cloudy.
Cloudy's a fucking weirdo, man. I don't like that.
Yeah, I noticed he said something about like a dick vor fucking Discord, and I put that in the room, and I don't give a fuck, guys. Like, that's gross and disgusting. I thought you don't give a fuck. Nope, that's gross and disgusting. I'm like, all right.
Before somebody comes crying to my DMs or stuff, I don't search rape porn. Okay. People raid my server and send me it, so don't bitch to me about rape porn because I don't like it.
Okay, you don't like it. You did not phrase that properly at the beginning of the stream, Rusa.
Wait, I didn't?
No, you scared the living... I'm like, oh, okay. So I assume, like, Leo's like, all right, we're going to go talk to Rusa now. Okay.
All right. If I may say something to Rusa, I had this... what I'm trying to say is, like, in the future, you need to think before you can speak. Because, that did... You did word it wrong. And it wasn't good, man. Oh. Even to me, I was like, oh no, this is a red flag. Oh.
Hey, look at the good side. It's more content for the stream. I'm joking.
Okay.
And in all honesty, when FNGR messaged the group, I had just woken up. I was like, I'm up for the stream. I'm probably gonna say some dumb shit because I'm half awake.
Here's the exact quote, Sheldon. I vote to change the name of child pornography because the word pornography makes it sound like the kids can consent, and newsflash, they can't. I mean, I agree with the spirit of the post. I just don't think that practically it would get across well.
Yeah. Somebody was saying in the chat, I don't like the word map either. And yeah, that's another example of this, isn't it? This attempt from these people who are noticing a trend. They're noticing this trend of other sexual proclivities gaining acceptance in some regard. You know, like there's just these bands, these weird ass trans people, and these people who want sexual acceptance across the society. In other words, they want it normalized. These maps are the same way, right? They're saying, oh, you know, we're not pedophiles, we're minor attracted persons. Well, it means the same thing, right? Minor attracted person means you're sexually interested in a demographic of sorts, right? A younger demographic.
So
And that's what pedophile means. They
how-
mean the same thing.
How long?
Right?
How long do you think it'll be before we start hearing about necro-attracted?
What the fuck is
We're
that?
already seeing that. We're already.
Well, they haven't tried to fucking. I mean, they want acceptance, but they haven't started using weak, soft language to get it over yet.
No, that's true. They're a little bit behind the maps.
They're a little bit behind the learning curve. So a poll fucking group didn't get together that they could rip off the idea for.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Like, I'm
It's
curious. Like,
bad. The direction things are going in is bad. We're the history of the world since really probably before the Industrial Revolution, but you know, around that point has been more and more, you know, softness and openness on sexuality as we've progressed. And we're just part of that. We're just in that linear point right now. We're just watching it move forward, and things are getting more open and more accepted as we keep going. So I'm afraid for the next 10, 20, 30 years, where is this going to go? This isn't going to stop, right? So yeah, it's quite disturbing.
Well, they're pushing back against animals, and it seems to be the people I've talked to seem to like animals more than human beings. Not like that, but again, even for I think the PAC Act, you could get in more trouble doing things to animals than you can a kid. So again, I guess it depends what part of what's socially accepted.
Yeah, well, I guess I just mean broadly.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not good, man.
No.
It's not good.
I'm curious to who thinks just because it's pornography means, well, consent was involved. Because that's one thing I'm not getting from Zoophile police is that the word pornography doesn't just mean consent.
Well, consent is not a matter for drawn pornography. You don't need consent. The other entity does not need to agree to anything. It's not alive, right?
I think they might have meant that pornography meant some level of professional acceptance or some kind of form and standard, because you know the porn industry does have like forms and standards to it, and maybe that's what they're implying. But no one assumed that there is, like, you know, you're never gonna find child pornography that has, like, you know, the FBI warnings, don't recopy and distribute this, so forth and so on, because it's never going to get sanctioned by a governing body, hopefully.
Yeah, or if they mean like in a porn, like what if it's like a hentai, right?
Okay.
And it's like a lolly hentai, and then the character like the lolly character agrees to it. Is this what they're referring to? Like in some forms of porn, but it's still not real consent. We're in a fictional universe. There is no real consent happening. So I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Why don't you get that guy on here?
What, Zoophile, please? I'm told that there's a series of people that it is, and I'm not trying to call.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that.
It used to be one dude, and I did get to talk to him, but supposedly, after, oddly enough, me and somebody else basically said, "Hey, you're doing a good job. Don't get political." He went and got political, and then he had to step down.
He always gets political.
I'm like, oh, don't. People love you. Just bitch about people who go after kids, bitch about people who go after animals, and oh, I guess dead people's a thing. The only place I heard that was a problem was Zoophile Police, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt since they've done such a fantastic knock-up job with the other two.
Yeah. They're doing good work. Can't complain that much.
No, not at all. So I guess we've come to the end of it, unless anybody else has anything else that they're kind of like looking forward to. I did mention this to, I mentioned this to other people in the call before Sheldon got here. You're familiar with the Salon Virtuous Pedophile video, right?
No.
So there's this individual, won't say he's creepy, but I'm totally implying it. That, he's like, oh, you guys are really the monsters, and he's sitting there talking about how he's like, craving after kids and shit, and he wants a pat on the back and a head and for not doing it. He has a YouTube channel.
Oh, link it.
Imagine being that insane. Just say,
well,
I have to go.
Hey man, I'm a serial killer. How dare you deprive me of my desires to kill innocent people? I mean, it's the same kind of argument, right? It's like, well, why would we let you kill people? That's fucking retarded. Same with.
It's just like, you should give me money for not raping kids right now, man. It's like, what kind of logic is that? Like, what's wrong with you?
Like, as if that's gonna work on anybody.
Exactly. Like, you should be happy. I'm a map and I haven't raped. Like, are you fucking dense? I mean, you have to be if you're a map. But like, Jesus Christ.
Well, these fucking maps, they never use they rarely use their real identity because they don't want to be known that they're maps because they know that that'll cause them problems. Like, totally goofy.
Yeah. I don't know. Maps are dumb in general. They put map in their bio and they don't expect anyone to like hate on them or retaliate. They just expect there to be peace.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of these map accounts where it's like they're so dumb they don't understand that most people have an innate, natural sort of disgust when it comes to sexual acts with children, right?
Yeah.
And for some reason, they don't have that. They have the opposite. In fact, they like it, right? They enjoy it.
Well, here's my gist about this. And again, I'm not I'm not saying that LGBT people can't like what they like, but they see everybody else literally getting away with liking what they want. And they're like, well, fuck, man, I should be able to have that too. That's just my
no, that's exactly it. But it's like they can't read the culture. They can't read people, and they can't see that just because you're here on Twitter advocating for your position. Oh, we need acceptance. Everyone else has acceptance. We want acceptance too. That's not going to change their disgust about you liking to fuck children, right? That's not going to change. The thing is with these LGBT people, when they go out there and they appeal to the people they want, through rhetoric like, well, trans have rights and LGBT have rights and, it should be normalized. It's not in our control, guys. We just are the way we are, these kind of arguments. They're appealing to people who actually exist and agree with them morally, and a lot of them are there. So they have power. They have more power than these maps. These maps, there's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of people who are down for this. And, they think that their advocation does anything when really what controls the moral views of people in society is biological, fundamentally. And the biology has not shifted sufficiently for maps to take hold, for any people to agree with these people or give a shit. So they're just stupid. Their advocacy literally does nothing. It's not doing anything. And they think it is. And Ruza is completely right here. I mean, I've read so many of these fucking Twitter profiles and their arguments. And they're basically these kind of arguments. They're like, well, it's out of our control. And it's the same arguments the trans people make, but the difference being nobody agrees with you, and more people who exist agree with trans people because that's their morals and that's caused by nature ultimately.
All right.
So
here's the fucking. I couldn't find the fucking post, but I did download the videos. Fucking hell.
Are we gonna watch them on stream?
I was hoping to do it elsewhere, but I suppose we could theoretically do that if you guys are itching to go. To the map community, and the guy's name is Todd Nickerson.
To map humanity, with
What
Todd
the fuck?
Nickerson.
This is disturbing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Uh,
Here, let me
Oh,
snap
God.
off a
Just
picture.
by
What?
reading the title, I'm getting
I'm a
cringes and
pedophile, not a monster.
I'm
What?
getting the
Yeah, if you've ever heard fucking Rocky do the meme, "You guys are the real monsters," that's from Todd Nickerson. He is the meme.
okay.
And he identifies himself. You may remember me
Oh,
as the
God.
gentleman from the Salon article. Like, he's proud of it.
Absolutely
Fuck.
disgusting. Shameful, in fact. Very shameful.
I'm a pedophile, not the monster. What's the difference?
Yes.
I'm a pedophile. Yeah, yo, I've seen this guy's video.
He cleaned up a little bit if you go to his channel. I I saw it was either somebody arguing with Zoophile Police or Kaio, and I fucking went through, and sometimes when you like go to the friends of people, you'll find somebody more interesting than the initial target. I noticed Todd had me blocked, so I was like, oh, well, let me pop on a different account. Oh, you have a YouTube channel. And like the more recent ones are like boring and mundane, and he's like talking about pedophilia and literature, and I was like, okay, whatever. I'm the guy from Salon. Go on. I was like, the devil, you say, really? Let's go to Todd Nickerson's channel. Todd Nickerson. Inside the Life of a Virtuous Pedophile. 4 million views. So whenever
Nobody trusts you.
whenever you guys hear me like bitching about the left normalizing pedophilia, this is that guy. This is Salon and Todd Nickerson are exactly. And I was I'm a little disappointed. I'm glad Sheldon's not super motivated, because what would piss me off is that someone beat me to the punch on hitting this guy. it would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
No,
Dude, it's only the left.
That's me. That's me.
It's only the left that is doing this. Where's the right advocating for pedophilia acceptance? I don't see it. I don't know about you guys.
To map humanity morality part 1, to map humanity chat intro, to map humanity morality part 2, part 3, to map humanity. Oh, he literally has one called normalization. ALER. I don't know what that is.
ALER. I don't know.
You know what? Let's give it a quick peek. Hey, Bongo, knock it off.
Why does this have more likes than dislikes? Oh, fuck. I hate this already.
Oh, why? Does anybody, if anybody in the chat would like to,
Go fucking fix that.
Please rectify that, please. Jump in there, rectify that.
Anybody who is above 18 that wants to check out the Todd Nickerson.
Yes. Only of age? No, only if you're of age.
What a beautiful male specimen. Look at what a hunk.
I mean, okay. To be fair, he looks a little bit like Donut.
Wow.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, he looks a little round like Donut.
Look, Donut. I saw you talking shit, so yeah, you look like Todd Nickerson a bit.
By the way, I didn't listen to the Donut and You cast. Was Donut talking shit about me?
He suggested that he's like, oh, basically Harp was the same thing as PFC. Sheldon was there the whole time.
Yeah. Okay.
Were you?
Well, was I a mod in Harp? I was a mod, but it certainly was not the PFC.
Okay. I know they thought that. They're like, oh, we're so much better without you and Faith. I'm like, please don't lump me in with Faith. Answering Curious Cat questions. Why does everybody... And I'm not saying... Hello? I'm not saying everybody that is in Curious Cat is terrible, but there's a lot of terrible people on Curious Cat, is what I've noticed. Is pedophilia sexuality?
What?
It's on there.
Sorry about that, cutting off.
Yeah, Ben.
It's part 2. There's a part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, and they're rather long.
How are these an hour? Holy shit.
Jeez. What happened to your hair, buddy?
So are we gonna watch this?
Okay, I guess we'll get to the first one. I guess you guys will have to mute. Let me make sure I jump past old boy's music here. right. Gird your loins, ladies.
All right.
All right, and go.
Hello, welcome to the premiere episode of To Map Humanity. I'm your host, Todd Nickerson. You might have heard of me from my Salon articles, or maybe you saw the Barcroft Media
Hey, Sheldon, could you stop beating your drums or whatever the hell you're doing right now, please?
documentary that was made about me. Perhaps you've even heard of me from critics like Alex Jones and Steven Crowder, or maybe I'm entirely new to you. Whatever the case, I am a non-offending pedophile, or more generally, a map.
Is it more generally? Echo.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to watch. Hold on.
Yeah, you mute while you're doing that. That's how you do it. Because he's like, oh, I'm known as a pedophile more generally as a map, and I'm just putting it out there. This one's ratioed 187 to 90. 1 second there. Boop. There, 188 to 90. Continuing.
An acronym for minor.
At least he's not like every other map, and he actually calls himself a pedophile.
Now, I want you.
Because
Well,
maps try to.
he's a. Didn't you hear him? He's a virtuous pedophile. Quotation marks.
to
Yeah,
set
so it's
aside.
pedophile one.
I would never, given the right opportunity, touch a child. Never.
No,
Never.
I've heard him in this video. He resents having to control himself. That's why I want to cover him real bad. Like he seems to. He talked like therapy already after he got busted.
Any preconceived notions that you may have about pedophiles or pedophilia. We're going to look
Oh my
at
God!
these
Just get to the
things
fucking point.
through fresh eyes. In order to do that, we must start at the beginning. Well, not quite at
Oh, you're funny.
You're not a
We'll
philosopher,
get into the
faggot.
deep
Like, just get to the
history
point.
of pedophilia.
Calm
For
down,
now,
Cothrix.
Let's start with the beginning of the concept of pedophilia. And the
Sorry, my
claim of
IQ is just
itself.
too high. I can't
For
handle it.
that, we have a somewhat obscure Austrian psychiatrist of the Victorian age named Richard von Krafft-Ebing to thank. This guy. The first edition of Dr. Krafft-Ebing's seminal work, Psychopathia Sexualis, was published in 1886. It dealt with all sorts of sexual issues, not just pedophilia. Of course, like all early treatises on sexuality, Krafft-Ebing's book, groundbreaking though it was, had a lot of problems, not least of which was that he considered all sexual behaviors not done expressly for the purpose of procreation to be pathological. With opportunity for the natural satisfaction of the sexual instinct.
I'm sure Germans or Austrians are thrilled that you're doing their accent right now, Guy. Continuing.
Every expression of it that does
I wanna
not
debate this
correspond
guy.
with the purpose of nature,
Oh,
i.e.
bro, if you do it on stream, I'm definitely gonna attend that.
Here, 1 second. I'm gonna pause and see if I can grab you his Twitter. I know he has me blocked.
Oh, my Twitter got suspended.
Oh, I know he does have a Twitter. I forgot how the fuck I found it. There were, I think, two zoos either arguing with like, yeah, I think they were arguing with Coyote, and that's how I found this asshole.
propagation must be regarded.
Did they try to use him as a source or something?
I forgot what they. I wasn't interested enough, but like I said, sometimes when you get the initial target, you'll find far more interesting around it. Which this guy was a more tantalizing target than the original fucking base.
Well, there goes not only homosexuality and pedophilia.
I'm sorry, but I've
sex
been
for-
listening to that video so far, but I'm sorry to say he's just spewing out bullshit and he's not getting to the point.
Well, no, he's trying to state the original freaking guy from Austria that did, like, psychology. Its original problems are this gentleman here that felt that anything that had to do with sex that doesn't do with procreation was, somewhat of a vice. And that puts homosexuality and pedophilia out the window.
It's like, look, I could bring up a book made in the 1800s that's probably been debunked already.
Gee, I wonder why people have sex. I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems like a mystery to me.
Yeah, I can't figure out our boy.
It couldn't be for baby making. No, not at all.
No.
the pleasure
That's
of
not the
sex.
biological mechanism. No.
According to Dr. Krafft-Ebing, if you're not doing it to make
He gets to our favorite cokehead in a minute.
a baby, then you're a pervert. Anyway,
Here he is.
Krafft-Ebing's views were ultimately upstaged by another Austrian psychiatrist of much greater renown.
Wait, where are you?
248. We're talking about fucking Sigmund Freud.
Dr. Sigmund Freud. Surprisingly, neither Krafft-Ebing nor Freud, nor really any of their contemporaries,
It's all a
had
bunch
much
of
to say
bullshit.
about pedophilia.
Like,
They really didn't consider it that much of a problem, unlike homosexuality, which they wrote about extensively and which was of grave concern to them.
So he's basically pointing out that homosexuality was a bigger concern back in the day than pedophilia. Okay.
I think it was.
he's
I
just
think
saying what I said earlier. The moral change of the culture.
Yeah.
Well, people
yeah,
are.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
I was about to say people are more educated. People used to also worry about the humors in the person's bodies and how sense can carry disease.
Well-
Yeah, things have changed.
And people are more open. People are more liberal nowadays. Or sorry, left. Open.
This, despite the fact that child prostitution was a huge problem throughout the Western world during that
But I
period.
find it very funny
Even
that he's
resulted-
actually saying that, oh, they're not talking about pedophilia. That, like, the reason why people are not frowned upon pedophilia at the time is because they were frowned upon homophobia, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's... No, you're changing the subject. I think that's just me nitpicking on that. I don't know.
Well, he wants them to basically be. He wants to compare them apples to apples.
Yeah, basically, that's what I'm trying to get at here, but yeah.
If you've ever heard any map or otherwise or pedophile try to attach themselves to the LGBT train, I mean, Todd Nickerson is like the OG outside of.
Yeah.
Well, there was also a guy. I'd have to hunt down you the video, Sheldon. It's as long as balls. That one of the founders of the fucking gay rights movement actually founded NAMBLA.
Imagine my shock.
Look, I've
Question.
I've
the
talked.
fuck is that?
What do you NAMBLA?
Yeah.
North America.
North American man boy lovers.
So is he.
Oh.
I've purposely misspelled it a couple times, so when people going, you spelt it wrong. Oh yeah, how do you know how it was spelled? How do you know I wasn't talking about the Northeastern? I'm chicking around.
age of consent in England in
How do you know I
1880.
spell follow wrong?
But we'll get to that.
You motherfucker!
So why were Victorian doctors seemingly so unconcerned with pedophilia?
What the fuck is his point
Perhaps it
here?
has to do with the different ways they perceive these two things.
I don't know,
While
Sheldon, to be honest with
homosexuality
you.
was believed to be a
Okay, just get to your
fixed
moral
sexuality,
Like,
pedophilia
that's what I
was
want to
believed
hear.
to be a temporary sexual deviance.
So he's basically referring to pedophilia as his statement here is that they considered it a temporary sexual deviance.
If it's
Freud
if I
found
say it's
exclusive-
temporary, I mean it can be for some people, but it seems like in most cases it's really not.
I mean, Todd, you're identifying as a pedophile. Like you seem to want to revel in it. You want to be accepted for it.
Pedophilia is just a stage, Mom.
pedophilia to be a rarity, calling it a sporadic aberration. He chalked up most of it to men with weak wills, poor impulse control, and fear of adult women. That sounds familiar. Then there was Auguste Forel, a Swiss psychiatrist with a somewhat
talking about
more
themselves?
enlightened view.
What the fuck is he wearing,
Well,
by
did
the way?
understand.
Like, what are these white straps?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Is that a brace?
Pedophilia could be a fixed sexuality. He viewed it not so
are you
much
talking
as a
about?
moral failure as a genuine.
Well, the dude
psychological
we're
problem.
watching.
He even had a more medical sounding name for it. He called it pederosis.
I have no problem calling it pederosis.
The name really didn't stick and is rarely used today, but it can still be found in some dictionaries. So, even in the Victorian era, the concept of pedophilia as a psychomedical condition was not unheard of. Laws against the sexual abuse of
Oh,
young
so
kids were already
ALER
in
is
the
the-
books in
is
most
two
places
people.
in the Anglophone world and
Okay.
in Europe, but the age of consent was considerably lower then than it is now. In 1880, for example, the age of consent in most U.S. states was 10.
What timestamp
Few
are we
states-
on?
I'm at 451. He kind of gets to the same argument that Romanos gets to when he says, oh, these female SJWs are the only reason that we have an age of consent at all. And I'm like, well, even the blind chicken finds the corn. Thanks, gals.
Set it at
Yeah,
12.
exactly.
Delaware was the real odd man out. Here, the age of consent was 7. Meanwhile, in Europe, the age of consent was a little bit more reasonable. In most European nations of the time,
There's multiple
the age of
realities
consent
in
was
this
12
world.
or
Well,
13. Clearly, we
I
had
guess he
very
means
different
there's
views of
different
change
perspective.
at the time. But by 1920, the age of consent in England had gone up. This was largely thanks to moral crusaders like W.T. Stead and the women of the social purity movement, forerunners of our modern social justice advocates.
So here's my whole thing here, and I could be just inferring and be trying to be a dirty bastard. You feel free to call me out on this. So about 5:30, he winds up saying that this went up because of these social purity advocates. He sounds like he resents the fact that the age of consent went up.
Yes.
I'm
No,
gonna
that's
say
correct.
that-
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, that
I'll
is
be
correct,
complete.
Anthony.
I'll be completely honest with you. His inflection and tone did not change at all. I am fully doing an Anthony Aguilar dirty trick game right now. I'm totally. I'm like looking at him like I think you're bringing this point up specific. Echo. Is it
It's
done?
Ben.
Yeah, Ben. Mute. I just kind of just don't trust him because everything he seems to be like, look, I don't really want to have sex with kids, but why are you bringing up all these reasons why it's changed like that?
Well, Anthony, would you trust somebody who says, I really like hot blondes? Would you trust them not to go out and try to fuck hot blondes? I mean, of course not.
No.
Right? It's the same
Yeah.
with this guy.
I mean, the video literally started with him saying, "Yeah, I'm a pedo."
Yeah.
I directly have no correlative differentiation between blondes, natural blondes, and dirty blondes.
Okay.
Okay. Well, tell you what, I'll pay him this kindness. I would probably trust Todd Nickerson to babysit my kids before Joe Biden because I could probably get my hands on Todd if he did something. Whereas I'm pretty sure the Secret Service would make me disappear.
Pretty much.
Of all these reformers, Stead may have been the most effective catalyst for change, especially in his home country of England.
But yeah, my whole big gotcha that I was going to build it around, I'm like, every point that you specifically have, since you claim you don't want to touch kids, but why are you bringing up then that it used to be lower? Like, why?
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, if you're not offending and you don't want people to touch, why bring it up? That doesn't seem to make any sense.
He is using a book made in that time
Well, and
as one
also,
of his sources. So,
dude, the fact that he labels himself a virtuous pedophile implies that he wants to touch kids in the sense that he finds them sexually arousing and wants to do sexual things with them. That's what that means, right?
Sheldon, I am not a virtuous gambler.
Yeah.
Not by
I think he just platforms himself on the moral high ground because it's like I'm no contact, which means that I have restraints. Therefore, I am not the bad guy.
please give me a gift.
But why would anyone trust you with their kids or around?
Let's throw a parade for every fat bitch that cannot eat a cake in her fucking fridge immediately.
Well, it's like I love how this guy is talking about this shit, and I hear children screaming in the background.
Who's the one?
I could pick
the video.
I could pick any babysitter. I could pick any teacher. Why would I pick you?
No.
With these traits, right? I mean, it's just ridiculous.
The thing is, he was using a book made in that time frame as one of his sources, and then he shows in that time frame that the age of consent was like fucking 10. So I feel like he's trying to get at something like that. Because that book at the beginning, what was it called? The big yellow book.
I thought it was orange.
Orange? I don't fucking know that, but he's trying to use that as a source, and then he's like, also at this time frame, 10-year-olds get fucked.
If I may say something real quick about why he brought that age of consent up at that time, is because he's saying, I think the reason why he's upset that sorry about that, my computer's. The reason why he's upset that the age of consent went up is because that, like, this is me nitpicking here, is he's just a little pissy because it's not. Oh God, what the hell? I was trying to get something here. Damn it.
No, okay. Well, I'll walk you through it. You said he was being a little pissy because freaking, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe
the age just went up.
Yeah.
Because the age just went up. Yeah, I think he just doesn't agree with the fact that that the government increased that because oh God, I'm trying to.
Because he wants the kitty pussy, obviously.
Yeah, pretty much. Thank you. Thank you. That's what I was trying to look at here. And I'm sorry to say this, and I know this is a little too strong. And sup Leo Convoy, or afternoon if he at his end. So
and if he
but
doesn't want the kitty pussy, then he's not a pedo. So that totally defeats the point of him labeling himself as that.
exactly, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if he's trying to make this argument, then it makes no sense whatsoever.
It's gonna be pretty much.
Yeah.
No, I'm just curious what you're gonna title this stream after.
I was leaving it. Yeah, I was
title.
gonna leave it where it is because again, I have plans to kind of cover this before or afterwards. I feel this is way too disorganized, and there's.
Yeah, I want to do a video on this actually, like a stream.
Yeah,
I want to stream this guy.
Oh yeah, when I took a look at this, I was like, this is really juicy. No one's ever talked about Todd Nickerson, or maybe I heard the name and it just went right through my head and went. This is the diamond in the rough of pedophilia. I found the ultimate turd on top.
The guy dumb enough to come on video and do long form analysis about it. Yeah.
With his name and his face.
You mean this is the icing of the cake, basically?
It's the digibro of real pedophilia.
Icing of the cake is the entire fucking cake.
Jesus!
Yeah, that's about right.
I don't.
But he's not wrong.
Okay, he's not as smart
well,
as
no,
Digi.
I was about to say this
I'll
guy.
give Digi that one.
Yeah, this guy was
Digi's
never
a smart guy.
This guy was never able to get over. Get out of here.
Does this guy even come? Does this guy even come close to Rika Fag, Sheldon?
No, I don't think so. I think Rika's probably smarter than him.
Well, keep in mind here, this seems to be the forebearer. This was the guy who was on the front fucking line. There had to be other people who looked at the formula and had to refine it and not look nearly as Todd Nickerson about it, if you will. Oh, Todd.
I really think I think this should be a good topic to discuss about Todd Nickerson's excuse on why he thinks that. Oh God, this excuse called "to map humanity." Like, what the fuck? That is the worst title I've ever seen in my life. I'm sorry. I'm just reviewing that.
Shouldn't he
title
have just called?
yeah,
couldn't he could have called it a map to humanity, and then he would have still had his
exactly. Exactly. But it's pathetic, though. It's stupid, though. I'm sorry about that.
Maybe a map to humanity was already taken, I'm going to assume.
Maybe, but I still think that the title's stupid, though. But I really do think that we should discuss about Todd Nickerson and why he thinks that, that why maps and pedophilia is okay. I think this is what I'm getting at in this video so far, that he's trying to justify
the
that.
Thing is, I can argue his side better than he can. I'm almost certain. So, it's all pointless. It's his arguments, his fight. It's all pointless. He's gonna lose.
Exactly.
Well, I'd say just more on an objective sense, Sheldon. It's just that he's in the minority.
That's what I mean. His moral view is such that he'll never win, relative to the general population, right?
1.48 prevalence world population.
Right. I don't know if that's the number, but I think it is.
I can't
actually.
remember. We looked at that when we were reading through the DSM-5. It was a low percentage, but I was like, damn, it's that high?
Yeah.
Well, the thing that kind of stuck with me when he's like, you may know me from the Salon article, and I'm like, that'd be like DSP coming out going, you may remember me from down the rabbit hole.
You may remember me from that Street Fighter tournament where I lost my shit. Yeah.
Or those several freaking animations making fun of me where I look like a potato.
Yeah. Yeah, this will rally people on your side. Absolutely. Good idea.
What timestamp are you on, Anthony? I clicked on the wrong video.
I'm at 5:41, but I didn't want to keep going because I noticed that we were kind of all talking over each other, and I got to the point I specifically that
we really need a watch together or something where we can all pause.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, if you're open, I feel like we got enough here. We could jump over, and you want to host it on yours?
Yeah, I could set up a stream. We can all watch this if you guys want.
Sure.
Oh man.
What?
Sure, I might hop in later.
So which channel? Were you
Wow.
doing it on Sheldon's or where?
I'll just do it on shellyd. Yeah.
All right, cool. Fuck. Absolutely. Here, I'll fucking.
Rad.
I will link shellyd in the description. So I needed a. I would definitely use hashtag freaking Todd Nickerson.
Oh fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Are we gonna do this now or do we want to schedule a time?
I could do it now. Hopefully, you open.
I won't be open till like 5.
I could wait till 5. So like
Yeah,
3
I can
hours.
wait till
For
5
me,
too.
Awesome.
I'm gonna be busy till 5 as well because yeah. All right,
Okay.
I could
EST,
try.
so EST, so like 4 your time, 3 Sheldon's time. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in PST time, so it's noon. Okay, yeah.
Maybe
No,
even,
so that lines up. What about you, Ruzo? Are you interested?
I'm always open, so sure.
yeah. How about
All right, cool.
if Leo, you gonna be open later?
Yeah, you're up, Leo?
Yeah, everyone's invited, by the way.
Oh fuck yeah.
But anyway, everyone as in people who aren't completely retarded.
Even Mr. Nickerson.
Bro, if you could try get in contact with Nickerson, try to get him on like a stream, like.
I thought that was the guy Anthony had on stream that one time.
No, that was Daniel
no, I think it was
Romanos.
different someone. I think it was someone else.
You know what was amazing
Oh.
about Daniel Romanos is that when Romanos said, I'm working with the following actor, Bernie Inspector marveled at how just lowballed the guy was. He's like, I actually know who that actor is, and they're just pathetic enough to be talking to this guy. Just where this lie isn't so obvious. Fuck this guy. He actually had an okay moment. Fuck, I can't remember the guy's name. You've seen The Dark Knight, right? Returns or Rises, the one where fucking he
Yeah.
fights the Joker. The Italian gangster is the fucking actor. He said, "Oh yeah, I work with this guy," and he's had like such a nothing fucking career outside of that movie.
That's the one where Batman dropped him off the balcony.
Yeah,
and
broke
his leg,
both of
right?
his. He broke both his
Yeah.
shins.
I want to say I'm kind of disappointed in the stream. That video still has a higher like ratio than dislike ratio. The other one you showed.
Yeah, but it's like what 500 views. It's not showing up anywhere. You'd have to go.
No, the 168 views when you threw in the group.
168. Yeah, like I said, nobody's watched it. It's.
It's
I mean-
3 fucking years old.
Yeah, it's
2, 3
dead.
years old.
Wait, how old is it?
It was made in 2017.
Oh,
I
no, the one he put in group AL plus ER part 1. That one.
Mm.
He still makes stuff, like I said, but he kind of like does long form responses or whatever to like books and shit. And I remember watching 5 minutes of this, and I was like, God, are you this desperate for content? And
April
but
April 23rd, 2019.
the one that was most interesting, like I said, the one that fucking obviously was this highest viewed one, and that's not necessarily it. Yeah, that first one was like, I'm like this. It's shorter. It's compared to the rest. There's a lot more love that went into it, if I could even call it that.
Right now it looks like it was like planned and stuff like that. Every other one just looks like he has a webcam in his house and just recorded himself. Actually, that's exactly what it is.
I'm sorry to say, but that video that we just watched was a shit show.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna kill the stream.
Imagine